My biggest takeaway from the weekend, it happened in the last game of the NBA playoffs. Damian Lillard's career is over.
Yeah, it's all done. It's horrible.
I mean, I really hate to say it just point blank like that. He's going to be 36 going on 37 when he comes back.
He's missing all of next year.
He's not coming back next year.
No.
To have that injury happen yesterday, and the minute it happened, we all saw and felt the same thing.
Couldn't stand up, couldn't put any weight, grabbing the Achilles. You know exactly what it is.
First
That's not
replay.
a rolled ankle. It's not that's just boom.
As soon as he went down, I went, oh, no. And then they play the replay. He's holding his Achilles. They show the replay. You see the slight pop. Your mind does the thing. Like, we're all doctors now with that injury.
We are.
As soon as we see that pop.
And you grab it. You can't move.
Or you feel puzzled. You're like, what happened? Because you don't know. It feels like you got kicked.
Yeah.
You all know what it is. Now, we're awaiting the MRI results, but...
That's the fear, and that we all know what it's going to be.
Doc Rivers said this yesterday.
This is a tough one, honestly. Blood clot, followed by this. It's just tough. So that's why you have teammates and family, around them. It's just such a great freaking dude, like on the basketball level, but more important, like as a teammate and a father and all that stuff. And, no one deserves it, but golly, you just look at him. And so that's why I feel bad. It's just tough. I've seen injuries like deflate teams, but tonight, that one hurt.
Yeah. Kyle Kuzma did a lot when Dame went out. He scored 3 points, grabbed no rebounds, had 1 assist. Shout out Kendrick Perkins. Can be a third on a championship-level team. Fire that man.
I don't know if Giannis
Fire that man.
I don't think Giannis is clutch anymore.
One of the worst takes I've heard in real time this year, and I stored that away. 0 points, 12 points, 9 points, 3 points. Great take, Kendrick Perkins. Really bang-up job
Number
you're doing.
3 star. It's devastating, dude.
I mean, it's beyond devastating. He played just a couple games. He played 2 games from the blood clot injury. Comes back. He's
rusty with not playing well, but there's always that thought, man, if he gets hot or wakes up, maybe Milwaukee gets a game here and he gets going in the playoffs. Wasn't happening, and now, I mean, that's it.
I mean, I saw people, I think this really hurts Blazer fans because obviously being a Blazer for so long and look, I am in no way saying this is any one person or team's fault. I saw Blazer fans that were mad at the Blazers. Like, they found anger at the Blazers about just like, how did this, the last couple of years, how did this become what his career was?
How was this how it turned into?
And again, let me just clarify, in no way is this anybody's fault. This is just something that happens. It's not even the blood clot's fault.
No.
This is just, and I hate to say this too, mid-30s point guard, like, I'm sorry, Chris Paul and Steph Curry are the exception to the rule. These guys don't age well at that position. They never have. And he was starting to he'd been banged up last year. Obviously, he had the blood clot stuff. This year, I didn't expect an Achilles. I don't want to see that injury.
Right.
But with the mileage he put on from Portland and carrying the franchise for as many years as he did, this is kind of the nature of the beast with that position. It's why building around that position is not highly regarded unless you can get Dame in his prime, right? But you got to build it right. But putting everything and saying we need the 34, 35-year-old point guard to be their second and carry us, you're asking a lot. And so I don't think Milwaukee was going to beat Indiana with him. That series is absolutely over. But it's just devastating that happened. Watching that happen to our guy who did it for so many years in Portland, that was probably the biggest takeaway. And there's really good stuff out there from the Sports Weekend, Dirt. But Dame Lillard's career, I mean, if he's lucky, he'll be like the 9th guy off a bench, and Blazer fans are already trading for him back. And I'm like, it's $113 million in the next 2 years guaranteed. He's not going to play next year.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but his career's seemingly over.
Yeah, it seemingly is over. I think the only hope for him is maybe there's a Gary Payton title out there somewhere. Can you come off the bench for a good team in 2 to 3 years?
That was my
score
first thought,
8
too.
or 9 points per game and knock down a big shot like that. That's the only way this ends in a positive light. I did have the same. Well, there was almost 2 different takeaways. One was, oh my God, Milwaukee is screwed because their pivot, if they lost this season, was likely going to be to try and deal Lillard, see if you could turn that into something. Now, I mean, that's not happening. So there's literally nothing you could do to improve your roster. Their draft capital's gone. One of your tradable quote-unquote stars is now out with an Achilles injury. You're not going to move him. So good luck. You're screwed for the next year plus in Milwaukee. And then the other thought that I did have, and I know you mentioned some Blazer fans shared it online. I every time Lillard is in the news, I have the same reaction. It's just like, God, for 10 years, we dragged our feet waiting to think that maybe C.J. McCollum and Damian Lillard could win a championship. And every time something bad happens to him or there's maybe a little bit of finality to his career, that's exactly where my mind goes. We never really tried. We never really took a swing. And in the last 3 to 4 years, we strung him along. We fired his head coach. We told him we were trading assets to go improve the roster around him. We're going to go so all in it hurts, mainly because the organization didn't want to be the bad guy and trade away their star player, which if they would have had the balls to do it, there would have been a revolt from the fan base, but they would have got more in the return if they trade him a year and a half earlier.
Yeah, if you do it a year and a half earlier, your return is actually bigger,
it's
and
massive.
He still has a couple more seasons.
But they dragged it along because they didn't want to be the bad guy, and so they wasted prime years of his career. Go look at some of his numbers at the end of the Portland run, man. He was unbelievable. Then they'd shut him down. He went along with the tank. Like, I all of that stuff flashed through my mind of everybody held on too long. The organization lied to him about what their plans were. And then, unfortunately, he gets to Milwaukee a little too late. The first year he's there, Giannis can't stay healthy. And then this year he's dealt with injuries essentially for the last 3 months. And now what he looked like at his prime and his peak, some would have argued it was already gone and already past him.
Sure.
Now it definitely, without a doubt, is. And you just hope that you could catch on somewhere and win a title, hopefully, as a role player.
I will say, though, that is one thing that I will, once in a while, I will bring up when talking about the Blazers with the Dame stuff. I actually think the organization has gotten off rather easily. And in fact, if we were in another bigger market, I don't know if they would have gotten off as easy as they did when they said, we're going to go all in. You're going to wonder what we're doing.
We're so all in, it's going to hurt.
It's going to hurt. We're going to put the chips in the middle, and then quite literally did the exact opposite.
They didn't do anything.
That is...
They drafted 2 guards in the top 10 when your star player was a guard.
Like, if that is said in a major market around a slightly aging star, and then the opposite happens, there is fan outrage to the level of, is the organization going to do make any changes? But we're in Portland, and so we instantly get the young point guard from the G League, and we go, yay, he's going to do it.
I mean, his last year in Portland, he averaged almost 33 points per game.
It was 32, 24, 28, 30, 26, 27, 27. Those are like his last 5 to 6 seasons.
It's pretty good.
Unbelievable. And I just think the organization got off pretty easily, despite saying they were going to go all in, it's going to hurt, or chips in the middle, whatever the exact phrasing was. And I'm bummed. I'm bummed to watch it end like that. It's seeing a point guard's career kind of come to an end in this fashion is not unusual to me. It's just not a dude that I want to see. That's how his career is going to kind of...
It's such a bad way to end.
And I don't think he's done.
No.
Like, I think he's going to keep trying to play. Maybe he has that GP Miami season that you mentioned. But the Lillard we all watched and cheered for and saw... I mean, he averaged 25 this year in Milwaukee, played 58 games. If he averages even 16 points again in his career in a season, I'll be admittedly surprised, because I think what he just lost with his age plus that injury, you're asking for a lot at that spot to be able to do what he was doing.
Well, you did the math. I mean, he's going to turn 35 here in like 2 months.
Yeah.
And then, so you're out all of next season.
So it'll be 36.
You're 36 when you're coming back, going on 37.
And
it's the final year of the big contract that he signed, the extension that he signed.
Yep.
So he's getting paid. So, life's good financially for him. But it just, when you see a career end potentially this way, I'm rooting to be wrong on this take. I hope he's able to come back.
He's played 32,000 minutes.
That's a lot of minutes, man. It's a lot of minutes, a lot of games.
32,000 minutes.
Yeah.
13-year career.
They rode this guy.
Those two things have just defied that position in general.
Yeah.
And he has been so elite at it. It's just, yeah. I mean, Steph did his thing against the Houston Rockets this weekend. Again, Steph and Chris Paul, kind of the exceptions to this rule.
Yeah,
that
you can't look at guys like LeBron and be like, well, every star is going to be 41 and having triple-doubles in the playoffs. It doesn't happen, man. They're the outliers.
So that was my biggest takeaway from the weekend, is the Dame Lillard we all know and cheered for and
it's a depressing takeaway, man. A really depressing takeaway.
I know, but it was just such a massive moment.
No, it was huge. It's huge.